So much for joining me on this morning. Good morning to you. It is our 8 a.m. wake up call, power call with Dr. Cheryl Clarke, and I'm excited that you decided to come and be with me on this morning. You could have been doing anything this morning, and you decided to come here. So let's go ahead and get in right into it. If you got your Girl You Cute book, go ahead and open up to the first page where it's the Speak Your Power Now declaration, and I want to go ahead and do it with you. All right, so we start our day off with speaking with power. We start our day off with saying this is we're going to declare our day. So if this is your first time here, just go ahead and repeat silently to yourself after me. Go ahead and begin to move with me as you go forth on today. Take a nice long, slow, deep breath in through the nostrils and exhale that out. Take a nice long, slow, deep breath through the nostrils once again and exhale that out. The Speak Your Power Now declaration. Today, I reclaim my power of purpose. Today, I declare that I have unshakable faith and confidence in my uniqueness. Today, I declare that I will not live in fear, but with power, love, and a sound mind. Today, I declare I always communicate with words to empower myself and others. Today, I declare that I always honor myself by living in the present and living powerfully in each moment. Amen and Ashe. And today we're coming together as always. We're coming together as women, as ladies, as brown women. We are coming here, and I want you to share the link out. Let everybody know we are here. We are moving in a space. We are shaking. We're going to get prepared our day. On these power calls, what I do is I go and get your day set. We're only here for 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20, depending on your question or comments. I want you to set your day up powerfully. So today's what we're going to talk about is the weight you were never meant to carry. So if you're carrying something that so many of us are carrying, so what you're carrying, you're saying you're wearing a weight that wasn't even yours, so it's time for you to put it down. So what, somebody told you that you needed to do that? So what if you told me that I needed to be that? So many brown and black women, sometimes I just want to speak to our community. We're carrying our families, professions, our own things, jobs, church, kids, community, cousins. Yeah. And somewhere along the way, we picked up the weight. And me specifically, I picked up weight along the way. Some may have been saying, okay, yeah, I picked up weight along the way as well. But then it's like a mental weight that I'm talking about. But I want you to say how much of that you're carrying was actually handed to you. And how much did you actually pick up because someone told you it was your job? Okay. I'm going to leave that there for a moment because this is the power truth that we're going to talk about today. Not every bag with your name on it belongs to you. Just because I'm wife over here, sister over here, cousin over here, does that belong to you? So if you are first time here, if you don't know, I'm a psychotherapist. So I want to give you a little psychology here. In psychology, we talk about it's something called like emotional labor. I'm just gonna talk about that. Emotional labor, emotional baggage, but I call it emotional labor today. It's the invisible work of managing your feelings, soothing conflict, holding space for someone else's storm. And see, specifically women of color, it multiplies. We're expected to be strong. We expected to be silent through the song, because they could do it. I was watching a documentary yesterday. If you can go and watch it, it would be great. And it was called Katrina Babies. And this documentary was all about the babies, the children of the storm, and where they are now. They're holding on and they're pulling the weight of what happened to them when Katrina struck. And they're grown now. Some of them are 3 and 4, but the trauma that they carried with them is still here. And we know that community was Black and brown. But we're expected to be silent because we're strong, because you can carry it. I'm telling you today, our power truth today is keep asking yourself that question. Is the weight you're carrying someone else's weight? Is the bag you're carrying someone else's bag? See, because here's the biggest the situation, because we always look at the problem here. All right, as clinicians, we got to say, what is the core of the problem? Are you carrying everything that makes you forget about what's actually yours? The space over here, over here, over here, over here. But what's actually yours in that bag? See, trauma that wasn't healed in your family, you carry it. Bias in the workplace, you carry it. Generational poverty, you carry it. And when you carry it long enough, you think it's a part of you. So your power truth is here today to let you know, but it's not. It's not your baggage. So put it down. Put down the baggage. See, when I talk about I love this platform because a lot of times they say you can't have therapy in God. I said, oh, yes, you can. Your faith can meet a point. You can't run the race with weights on. That you were never designed, that race, maybe that race wasn't designed for you to run. And you can't even hear your own voice because someone else's noise of their expectation for you. So this week, this power call is all about you practicing the art of putting it down. So I want you to write in the chat if you're able to write. Say, I'm putting it down. Write in the chat right now. I'm putting it down. It may be guilt. It may be the bag of guilt. It may be the bag of disappointment. It may be the bag. I know what mine was. Mine was the bag of perfectionism. Oh my God. If it wasn't perfect, I wasn't putting it out. Let me sip on my tea. What is that thing that we carry? Are you the role of you always the peacemaker? Why you always gotta be the peacemaker? I know mine was. Say, I want you to be in a space of understanding. I used to do that for my family so much. I used to be like, okay, we gotta get it. We're not talking. Let's all get together and get a meeting. Let's get it together. We gotta get it. My children have to be talking to each other. And you know what? After me, at the end of the day, I'm the one that ends up crying. So I put the bag down. I put the bag down, ladies. I am not going to run and make sure that you're okay. I will check in on you for sure. This is not mine to carry because your brain needs to hear the release. Now I want you to this is the first step we just did. You wrote it down. You identify the bag. That's number one. We identify the bag. Whatever is guilt. Mine was perfectionism. Maybe you're the peacemaker. Maybe you're disappointed. Maybe all of that. You said it out loud. Okay, now say that thing out loud. Whatever it is to yourself, you don't have to open your mic and say it, but say that thing out loud. Your brain needs to release it. It needs to hear it and release it. Now you got it? Now I want you to replace it with your assignment, your real assignment. What is your actual voice here? The thing that your divine assignment when you came to earth. that you whisper quietly, the thing that you do so well. See, when you put down what's not yours, you can finally free up your hands to pick up what's yours. So I'm going to send you off with this truth today. It might be uncomfortable when you put that bag down because people are going to be asking you, well, where you at? You know, the other day I was on the phone with my daughter and she's like, we're on FaceTime, and she's like, why are you just shaking your head? I said, because I'm listening. I'm listening. She said, you don't have anything to say. I said, would you like me to say something? I said, I don't give it unless they ask me. And sometimes that bag you pick up to try to fix something, it goes left. How many can relate? You try to help, you try to go in there, try to help somebody, and it goes left. Maybe it wasn't your bag to pick up. Maybe it wasn't your bag to pick up. You're always picking up bags that doesn't belong to you. So now today, the power truth for you today is that you got to decide, do I want to live heavy, hidden, or do I want to live light and fully seen? So when I wrote Girl, You Cute, but it's not about the cute that just looks on the outside. It's everything that you're carrying. You got to free yourself. You got to begin to walk in your own assignment. See, that's cute. Walking in your own assignment, girl. I'm cute because I'm walking in my own assignment. And the world doesn't need to you and exhausted you. The world needs you to be a present you. So today, ladies, put it down. Today, ladies, step in the room with your hands open to receive. It's okay to receive. It's okay to receive. So in this moment, I want you right now, I'm gonna open up. If anything spoke to you, if you would like to say anything in this moment, this is your time to say something if you would like, because this is your opportunity to say, all right, I'm not going to carry this. This is just your power truth. Whatever you're carrying today, you're going to release it. Whatever that baggage, whatever that bag that you picked up along the way, your cousins, your sister, your mother, your cousin, that was your sister, and everybody else, leave it. Today, you're going to remove the emotional, you're going to release the emotional labor. And it could be somewhere you need to find where you're expected to be strong for someone else. Pause in the moment and release whatever that you've been carrying that holds you back for stepping in your true divine assignment. All right, I'm going to open up your mic. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies, here. I love your beautiful faces. Go ahead, and if you want to open up your mic, if something spoke to you today, or if you just want to comment, or you just want some coaching here, you can open up your mic now. I told you we wasn't going to meet long, just your power call. You get your power on for this morning. Anybody want to say anything? If you're not able to talk, you can write in the chat. Let me go look in the chat. Yes, I'm putting it down. I'm loving it. Charlotte, I'm putting it down. Michelle, I'm putting it down. Denise, I'm putting it down. Sharonda, I'm putting it down. And I love the emojis, Charlotte. Yes. Yes. Okay, you missed the beginning. We talked about putting the baggage that don't belong to us down. We've been carrying someone else's baggage, and you may be carrying it right now, Stephanie. And for you, and that traumatic experience, maybe it wasn't for you to carry, but along the way, we picked it up. The biases in the workplace, the generational poverty, the trauma in your family that you feel you should heal, and you become the family savior. No, put it down. All right, we got a hand. Oh, my Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Go ahead and open up your mic. Did I not? I think yeah. Wait, Michelle. Okay, gotcha. Go ahead. You're
Hey
open.
Cheryl, it's Abba, but
Hey, Abba. Yes, I didn't know if you wanted to be called Abba, but go ahead, Abba.
yeah. Good morning, everyone. So I'm actually in a season where my identity is shifting, and the way that I used to see myself is no longer how I see myself, and I see that in this shift. I put bags down, but there's a bit of like imposter syndrome almost, and like a bit of guilt almost. Like, who does she think she is? But I also know that that's not mine to carry. So, as you begin to step into this new identity and you feel lighter and um, you feel aligned with who you were originally called to be, how do you do it truly, truly like unapologetically and take up the space that you were called to take up?
Yeah. So this is so good, and thank you so much for being so candid. It takes practice. It takes practice because remember, your brain is used to the patterns, and people are used to you showing up that same way. So they're going to confront you with different things like, who does she think she is? That's the first thing that happens. Or who does she think she is? She thinks she's better than anybody else. And you're human, you're going to feel it. But this is where you get connected with Abba. This is where you get connected with grounding, with your with whatever is happening with you. This is why I said it's good for me. For me, I have a strong prayer life. For me, I ground myself with certain things. And for me, it's God. For you, it may be something else. Whatever that thing is that you have to get grounded in that because if they said that if you don't have something that you stand for, you'll fall for anything. So you gotta ground yourself. People are not gonna like it, Alba. They're used to you being a damsel in distress. They're used to you being whatever this thing is, the identity. So what happens is that imposter syndromes, you hit it right on the nose. What that does, it allows you to say, who do you think you are? They're right. They're absolutely right. Who do you think you are to do this and to say this and to da 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 and that's you inside of you talking. But it's something inside of Alba that is asking to be released because you felt, I believe that you felt something inside of you. I believe there's something inside of you that you feel like I need to shift. You saying this is no longer my identity, and I'm claiming and naming my new identity. No longer will I be in this imposter loop, I call it. The voice who I am.
So I think the next question is like, when you are becoming clear and becoming grounded in who that is. And for me, it is the word that is, being in the word, being in prayer, that is also helping me. But when people continue to address you as that old version of you, and you're starting to set boundaries in place, you know, um, I think that's the hardest part because it's kind of like, especially when it's people that are closest to you that are not yet seeing you and receiving you in this new version of yourself. And then there's certain things that you used to um, entertain that you no longer entertain. Like, yeah, how do you navigate that?
So the first thing, what tends to happen, I'm gonna say this: people give us labels, and then we start to believe those labels about ourselves. Those labels that, oh, that's just Abba. She'll come out of it. She just went in her own thing again. She'll get out of it, whatever that thing is, right? But Abba, you got to start believing your own boundaries and then really stick with them because boundaries are there to also be able to see how clear you are. See, the boundaries becoming clear is that you're grounded in holding your boundaries. See, the identity that you're attempting to go into is gradually for us, but it's dramatic for others because they're used to you being in this mental schema of a picture of yourself. They're really looking at you and they're saying, okay, um, I was like this, but she's disrupting something, my comfortability with her. So in that moment, what parts, I want you to ask yourself this question, Abba, and everybody on the call. What parts of me am I honoring now that I used to dismiss? That's the thing that you got to ask yourself. What parts of me am I honoring now? It may be my voice. It may be something else. I don't know what this is, but then how are you showing up for you? And the boundaries are not rejection, they're your clarity. It's for you, showing others how to engage with the new you. That's all that is. And sometimes your old story, and maybe you overcommit to something, or maybe your insecurity, maybe all of that, you don't have to fight with them. You can gently redirect them. Just gently redirect them. You don't have to, you know how people have to sit there and explain themselves? You no longer have to explain yourself. It's just not how I operate anymore. Have a good one. I've shifted. I no longer make room for that. But I love you. But I love you. But this is where I stand right now. Let me check my calendar. See, people close to you unconsciously try to put you back where you were. Honestly, they try to put you. They don't want to change. They resist the change. So this is gonna test your faith, Abba. This is gonna test your stand. This is gonna test your boundaries. So staying true to yourself, maybe it's that word of prayer, but bringing the boundary is not to confuse you, it's to bring clarity to your environment. Remember, you're chosen, Abba. Everyone on this call is chosen. Everyone on this call is chosen. And when you are feeling that way, Abba, the first thing I want you to do is breathe. Take a deep breath in, because what it does, it resets your nervous system. That's the first thing I want you to do is take a breath and walk in and say, I'm walking in the version that God created me in, not that others see me in, and reset and keep going. So I hope that that helped you and others today, Alva, on the call. Any other question or comment that others would like to share on today? This is amazing. You could write it in the chat or you could say it.
This is Charlotte.
Hey, Charlene.
Good morning.
Good
Um,
morning.
I did the eyes because I said, "Oh, she done hit that right there. Who I am," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And what's so great about it though is that I, I've begun to acknowledge, one of them is perfectionism. And so I've begun to acknowledge that, nope, everything doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to. And so listening to you, I was like, right, yep, stay in that, Charlene. Everything does not have to be perfect. Like, it's okay. And so I just thank you for this call this morning because from that, and then also like disappointment. I've been disappointed um, in situations that I thought, um, people were a certain way, but perhaps I wasn't showing up in my true self. And so the results I was getting was because I wasn't showing up as my true self. And so it made me see, you know what? This is who God made me to be. You don't really know me or my story. So let me now own me and my story and show up in my true self. And so as I live and as I'm maturing, I'm walking that out daily. It's a daily walk and growth. And so I'm walking that out. So
You know,
thank you
you
for
hit
this
the
call.
point. You hit that right on the point. Thank you. Thank you so much for that because so many of us need to hear it's a daily walk. because there's going to be people that you're going to encounter that is thinks that you should pick it up, think that you should carry that. What is wrong with you? What's the matter with you? And naming the perfectionism, which was mine too, Charlene, I would not even put it out. Listen, I was talking to Stephanie, and I was just the other last week, and I was saying about this book. How did I get it? It was like, you got that book out so fast because it was at the power of her voice. And one of the brown girls talked about a community I'm a part of, and she asked a question and I answered it. And this was my answer. And I got the book out because it was such a need and a call for it. And guess what, Charlene? It wasn't perfect, but it was perfectly imperfect, just the way it is. And the daily truth that I honor my journey. This book says I honor my journey. I celebrate my growth. Nobody has to read it, but everybody seems to read it. It's a quick read, and a youngster can read it. A teenager can read it. A older woman can read it. A middle-aged woman can read it. It's for anyone because the experience is my journey that I celebrate real time. But I also know that I needed to get this out to Charlene because I needed to know it don't have to be perfect to be powerful. To show up in the space. Like I said, I'm going to show up every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whoever shows up, they show up. I get it. I invited Albert this morning. Albert said, yes, I'm coming on. This is the opportunity. Now, me and Albert haven't spoken in a moment. But I said, and then I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm being obedient to my assignment in this time. Now, I want to ask you this question, ladies. Check your bag. Check the bag. Some of y'all have big old garbage bags that go behind you. Some of y'all have piles and piles and piles of the bags that y'all just dragging. Go through it, or maybe just dump it out. I'm one that don't like clutter. I dump it. Dump some of the baggage that you may have that doesn't belong to you. All right, any more comments? You guys were enjoying this today. I can see that you guys are here present. Thank you so much for joining today. Go ahead, Denise. Yes.
Very quick comment. So definitely I can identify putting down the perfectionism. I am also putting down control. I'm not saying that, whatever I can do or whatever impact I can have, I'll do what I can. Mm-hmm. But me always controlling a situation, trying to get it to come to the outcome that I want it to come out to, and not learning how to just, if it doesn't, not learning how to just accept that and then know how to work with that. So that is something that I am putting down. And then last, I am also putting down, and it's definitely, as you said, a work in progress, is regret. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing, is regret. So that's a big one for me. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if I may, I hear a lot of this with the control. That's unplaced anxiety, possibly from the past or present, that shows up in our bodies. And acknowledging what I can't control. Why do I know this? Is because for years I struggled with anxiety. And I had to control the outcome. I needed to know the results. I'm a result-oriented person. I need to know what's happening. I need to know when I get there, let me have the plan from A, B, C, and D. If I don't have A, B, C, and D, and I'm like, I will find A, B, C, and D. And I had to learn to manage my body. Pause in the moment and see, am I really in the space of making all of that up? Did I just make all of that up? If I go there, it's not going to work out. I don't know, whatever I made up. The control, you got to learn how to manage it. And that control is I won't be disappointed again. But the reality, control steals your peace. And it makes you exhausted. It makes you exhausted. It exhausts you. That's why you gotta realize that the power that you're made with, you're controlling your own mind. So what I do, Denise, is I in the moment used to struggle with having everything in place. Now I do still do steps, but if it doesn't completely work out in my control, I have to release it, and I usually release it to God. Or at least and I say, okay, this is out of my control. And then I say this thing. I say, okay, give me a ram in the bush to make that okay. Give me peace that everything is going to be okay moving forward. All right, thank you so much for that ad. I see Alba's hand up again. Go ahead. Is that your hand, Alba?
Yeah, that's my hand.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm opposite of perfectionism and control. Well, in my previous identity, I realized that I was asked a question one day where it was, how does Appa see Abba? And I realized like I come off as like a very confident person that, you know, I am a very confident person, but I realized my confidence was also rooted in me not betting on myself. So I could, and it was kind of weird because it was like I can set a goal, but I would never truly commit to it in a way where I believed I could do it. And so my confidence was in I'm gonna shoot my shot, and if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I think it wasn't a confidence; it was like a unapologeticness in shooting my shot, but not betting on myself. Because if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's kind of like if I don't know if you're if I'm articulating it well, but for me, it wasn't perfectionism. And so, in this new season and my new identity, when I turned 30, I'm 31 now. I told myself I was going to bet on myself, and once I spoke that over myself, it started making me realize like this is betting on yourself means if you say you're going to do something or you want to do something, you really have to commit and believe that you can do it before you can really do it. And I also realized it came with the risk of disappointment, but I think maybe I was trying to protect myself from disappointment. So yeah, I don't know if I'm articulating it well, but
I was
everyone's
going to
talking.
stop you, but
uh
I need to pause you for a moment.
Okay.
This part right here, what you just said, that you have to know that betting on yourself means that you know that you can do it already. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't believe that.
No.
Sometimes you know why? Because if you have the unction inside of you to do something, right? It's not gonna be. And sometimes, how many of us did it afraid in here? How many of us did stuff afraid in here? You sometimes you're not gonna have all the pieces in a row, Alba. And sometimes you're going to do it afraid. I would say people that think they got it all together and do it, that's arrogance.
Mm.
That's arrogance. So when people say that about, I got it all together, no, they probably do not. They are shaking in their boots. They're just not saying anything. So you're saying that you're betting on yourself. Great. You're talking to yourself. You're working it out, talking on yourself. You're anchoring yourself in confidence. But the old confidence was rooted in detachment, possibly detachment from your own self. So now you're saying, I'm aligning with my new self, and my new self is a gaining wisdom about how I'm moving. It's not absent from risk. I said a post the other day. I said, life is not challengeless. Your life will be met with challenges. So you got to acknowledge that life is with risk. Bet on yourself that I may fail, but guess what? I'm going to get back up again. So
Thank you.
yeah, you don't have to know all the pieces to bet on yourself. Take your shot.
No, I think that for me, it's like part of it was rooted in like I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was capable. So I think that once I began betting on myself, it became okay, I'm betting on myself because I think I can do it now. But thank you for correcting that because I was leading in betting on myself as like I have to do it. Like it has to go in. And for me, I don't deal well with disappointment. And so the fear of disappointment is probably what held me back for so long from betting on myself because I didn't want to fail. So everyone's talking about perfectionism, but I don't, maybe it was perfection. I don't know. I'm trying to understand it, but um now as I believe in myself, I know I can do things that I put my mind to. I'm going to lead with also knowing that if I fail, it's okay.
It's okay. Exactly. It's okay. And guess what? Here's the God honest truth. You will fail. You will fail at things. You will fail at things. And guess what? You want to fail at things because that's how you learn. Okay, let me just ask you this question. I'm going to ask everybody this question. If your son or your daughter was learning to ride a bike and they fell off the bike and skinned their knee, what would you tell them, Mama?
It's okay
And
to get back up and try again.
get back on the bike and try again. They failed at trying it. Soon as you take and you know what? With the training wheels, they got that balance going on. Soon as you take the training wheels off, something new happens. They still got to pedal. Now they got to learn how to balance. And they're going to fail at it. Why I'm taking something so minute as riding a bike? Because life is like riding a bike. But because we're adults and because we've been through experiences, we don't want to get back on the bike again. So your job is to get back on the bike. Your job is to know and to teach your children and to teach others around you that if you keep chasing to be perfect and never fail, that's when you start getting hurt. So facing the disappointment shows your nervous system that I can survive this and it didn't break me. This disappointment, I can release it and it still didn't break me. So I'm releasing myself. I believe in myself and I'm going to move forward in power. So
Thank you for that, Dr. Cheryl.
you're very, very welcome. All right, so let me just say this disclaimer. I'm not here to replace your therapist. I am a psychotherapist. This is coaching, but I do want to give you tips and little nuggets to bring you power throughout your day. I pray this was helpful to you. I hope that this empowered you today. Just a little power call, just to give a little nugget for you to move forward. And thank you for the interaction. This was very good as we're moving forward. We're here. I'm here every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to go forth in power. Just to start your day off, if you can, jump on, share the link as we're going forward in power. Peace and blessings. Have a powerful and wonderful day. And know that you have the power to do and release that baggage. Peace. Have a good one. Thank you.
You are enough. Your voice is divine.